Lord, y'all cannot see me. There I am. I'm so excited for this verdict. I couldn't even get into the room. Good evening. I'm the Fit Lawyer ATL, and we are live. Y'all come on in the room. The verdict is in. What is it gonna be? I'm so nervous, like it's me. like I'm on trial. Like I know Rocky, like that's my brother, my man. My stomach has been flipping ever since Mel posted on Twitter that the verdict was coming in at 4. Like, oh my goodness. Hey bestie, come on in the room. Miss CDB in the house. All right. Lisa Snipes was the first in the building. Thank you so much, Lisa. Good evening, Cheryl Singleton. Come on in the room. We got 55 in here. I hope you all are hitting the like button on the way in. All right. I don't have any, subscribers only turned on. So like don't make me do it. Let's hit the like button. It's on the way in. Let's get me in the algorithm. House of Brands Design Agency says, good evening, let's go. I know, right? What is it gonna be? What are y'all thinking? Like guilty, not guilty? Tell me what y'all thinking. I'm nervous. I felt like it was gonna be a verdict today, but I don't know what it's gonna be. I honestly don't. Oh, I got my number one in the house. Alchemy. Hey Fit. She says, hey Fit fam, watching from my office TV. Love you, sis. Love you too, sis. Number one supporter, y'all. Before I even had the nerve to start my own channel, I would go live on Lee's channel. She would screenshot and send me pictures of it after. So amazing supporter. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the love, sis. Divine City Gal SCP says, hey, Fit Lawyer, be blessed, sis. Thank you so much. Be blessed to you as well. Nikki's news on narcissism says, oh my goodness, I'm a Delta too. Ooh, you know it. I'm in the Memphis alumni chapter. Okay. I just emailed the Stone Mountain Lithonia chapter so I could get back financial. So that's the chapter that I'm a part of. I think it's still the largest chapter in Metro Atlanta. I'm not sure we were. So yes, shout out to all the Deltas in the house. I know Destin is like, I'm nervous. I got 3 streams going. You know what, Destin? You have I'm ready. Let me just practice my screen share so I can make sure I can go right to the verdict. Okay, there we go. That's the right one. So I can come right back to it. Okay, because I don't want to miss it. I'm watching Law and Crime over here, so nothing's going on. It is 3:59 there. So I promise you all, the minute the camera starts moving off the seal, I will pull it up. We got 60 in the chat. Make sure you all are hitting the like button when you come in. Mary Chase says, hey Fit, love you, hope all is good. Thank you, love you too, sis. All is well. Y'all just got home from work, literally. Like I just threw my jacket. Okay, so I'm going to bring up the courtroom because they have not moved off the seal, but the lights are flashing. So I want to just be in here. Okay, so y'all can see I ain't playing with you. There we go. So yeah, this is my first verdict. I'm so nervous, y'all. What do y'all think? Okay, so I'm gonna put up a poll. Let me get to the YouTube I can do that on. I got my 3 screens. We over here in the new YouTube studio. So excited. All right. Okay, so let me go do a poll. It's gonna be real simple. Verdict. Guilty, not guilty. I'm nervous. I am so nervous for Rocky. I'm nervous. Okay, so the poll is up. All right, so y'all start hitting the poll. Put a 1 in the chat if you think it's gonna be not guilty. Let me see the ones in the chat. If you think it's gonna be not guilty, let me see a 1 in the chat. If you're thinking he's gonna be found guilty, go ahead and put the 2 in the chat. Let me see what we got. Let me see. I got a poll up. I just want it all. I got a poll up. I want to see the chat. I want to see the 1s and the 2s. Let's see. So 1, if you think he is going to be found, I forgot what I damn said. What was 1? What was 1, y'all? Was 1 not guilty? Yeah, right. 1 if you think not guilty, and 2 if I'm so nervous, like it's me, like I'm on trial. Like y'all, this is the most terrifying moments of a criminal trial. The trial I had against Miss Love and ADA Love from the YSL trial. We had a R word trial together in 2018. She pulled the ex parte. I talked about that on the live last night. She did the whole ex parte hearing with the judge. She did all of that. And I was so nervous on this trial because my client was truly innocent. Okay. So it's one thing to represent somebody that, may or may not have done it or you're not sure, but this client was absolutely innocent. So I was so nervous. I remember I didn't sleep for 3 days. I would leave court and go to the office and prep for the next day, go home, shower, and go straight back to the court. I really don't know how I didn't just pass out in court. I was so nervous. When the verdict was getting ready to be read, the foreman turned out to be a pastor. I knew who she was, a pastor, but when she stood up, I was like, okay, maybe this is a sign from God that the right thing is about to occur because the pastor is the foreman on it. But you just never know throughout a trial how the jury is going. After I cross-examined the officer in this jury trial that I'm speaking of, one of the jurors started crying and she had to be excused from the jury box. So I don't know if she's sympathetic for the alleged victim in this case. I have no clue why she's crying, but it was a big deal. So you got to fast forward to day 3. I have no clue what they're thinking. Before the verdict, we did have a lunch break before we did closings. They deliberated, and I believe I had a verdict in 37 minutes. I cannot forget. 37 minutes against DA Love. Yes, 37 minutes. But you know what they say, right? Sometimes they say if they come back quick, then it's a guilty. If they come back in a long time, then it's not guilty. So I really wasn't sure what the verdict was going to be. And so me and my client held hands and closed our eyes. And mind you, I called my dad and had him pray with me as I was literally on my knees in the jury room. So I'm on my dress. I'm on the ground on my knees because it's that serious. Because if he is found guilty, the judge had no choice but to sentence him to 25 years in prison. So she couldn't do 5, she couldn't do 10. The law says if you're found guilty of R, you use 25 years in Georgia. So this is a big deal. So I'm super nervous. We're holding hands, and the foreman, and we didn't see this in the YSL case, right? By the time the verdict came back in the YSL case, Paige was over it. Paige got that verdict, and she said, "All right, not guilty." Yak didn't even have a chance to stand up there. Like she was done. So that's not typically how it's done. Okay. Hey, Keita G, I see you in the chat. So thank you. Keita G is a member on the channel and a big supporter. So shout out, sis, another attorney in Boston. But typically when a jury reads a verdict, the verdict slip will be passed to the judge by the bailiff. The judge will look at it to make sure that it's in proper form. ASAP Rocky has 2 charges, so there will have to be a verdict for each because they could split, right? They could say not guilty for the parking deck incident and guilty for the other. They could say guilty on both, not guilty on both. So the judge looks at it to be sure that it's the correct verdict, because if it's not, she will send them back to do one. She then will pass it back to the bailiff, and the bailiff usually will pass it to the foreman to then read it out. Okay, so we didn't get to see that in a YSL case, but that's normally what happens. So we'll see if that happens tonight. And so in the trial I have with DA Love, we're holding hands, and so the foreman gets the slip back. The judge had a poker face. She gave nothing when she read it, so I have no clue what it is. We bowed our heads together, and y'all, I promise you, the first count was the R charge. And literally hearing the foreman say, it's the N syllable. It's the I was like, oh my God, thank you, Jesus. Because he's not going to jail for 25 years. So that's what we're looking for, okay? We are looking for the okay? So that's what we need to hear tonight. We need to hear the So that's what I'm praying for. Because I don't know if I'm really feeling the whole prop gun theory. I don't know. I didn't like that defense at all. So see, Mixed Chick is in the house, a member. Thank you so much. She says, hey, the Fit Lawyer ATL in chat. Yes. Saying hey to Keita G. See, I love how the chat talks to each other, and we're over here, Lee's channel. I did text him first. I was like, are you going live, Lee? He was like, no. I was like, all right, I got you. I'll jump in. I'm so excited. Like, having this home studio is so convenient because I don't have, it's just more comfortable. I'm at home. I wasn't even really nervous about going live. I'm nervous for Rocky. Okay, like, how are y'all feeling? Like, what y'all think is gonna happen? I'm like, come on, court. Come on, come on. Two. Oh my gosh. Ron S says guilty. And he's all down the chat with the guilty. It could be some Ron S's on that verdict because y'all remember the YSL trial, right? You remember the first day the verdict was read that night. I'm Not a Lawyer, but went live on her channel with three of the jurors. Two were on camera and one was off to the side, and they were talking about their feelings about the trial and all of that. But at the same time, Dennis Byron had a juror on his channel who basically would have voted guilty had she been chosen for the jury. She was an alternate. So you literally never know how the jury feels about a case until the verdict's read. Last night yesterday we did an interview with YSL, The Quiet Storm, attorney Angela D. Williams, who represented Little Rod from the YSL trial. Check it out if you missed it. It was amazing. And where was I going with this? I'm so nervous. I forgot why I even mentioned that. What were we gonna? Oh, her opening statement when she made the comments about, get popcorn because this is a circus, not justice. Like a juror 56 had started his YouTube channel, and so he was actually talking about, he wrote that down and how it shaped the case for him and how he still thought about that all the way to the end. So it's very important what's said. You never know what they're holding on to. Who all watched the trial? Lewin was one of the prosecutors on the case, and he was very I don't know. Let's see. What do y'all think? Who y'all think was worse? Do you think Lewin was worse, or you think ADA Love was worse? If you follow these two trials, then this means something to you. But Lewin was kind of, he was a lot. He still was a lot today, right? Because I'm not sure if you all had a chance. And let me go try to see if I can pull this up. There was video from earlier today. The jury was already, they came in and went straight to deliberations, but the attorneys were arguing today. Trial's over, but they were still arguing. They were, the defense filed a motion stating that Lewin showed an improper picture during his closing arguments, and then Lewin filed a motion because he feels like Joe, who was ASAP's lawyer, broke the gag order by going on TMZ and doing an interview. So they were talking about that today while the jury was deliberating. So I'm going to try to see if I can find it. They already almost got to fighting during the closing arguments. I don't know. Did anybody catch that? That was crazy. Joe had already taken his jacket off just because he was hot before it heated up, really. And so it almost kind of looked like maybe he was ready to go. Lewin he brought up Lewin getting overturned, I guess, on a case that came down on appeal that said he had some prosecutorial misconduct in that case. And so Joe brought that up, and Lewin hinted to judge, don't make me reveal everything. You don't want to go there. And then the cameras cut off. And I thought that Lewin was going to really drop a bomb, right? Because, somebody started saying, Judge, you don't want he doesn't want the truth to come out. I thought he was going to say that Joe was in court on cocaine or something. That's what I thought he was going to say. Y'all, he yelled out he was on steroids. I'm like, and like, Joe, maybe he is, because he is a little buff. He took that jacket off. I was like, dang, Joe, cut up. That's why he be busting out them jackets. Like, we thought the suits were too little. Like, Joe got some muscles under the suit, so that's the problem. So I don't know. Lewin just gives me like, I don't know, kind of like Napoleon complex a little bit. Like, I don't know. It just looked like maybe he got picked on a lot when he was younger or something. So now that he's a 30-year DA, he has power and control because he walks around with his badge all on that court. It's hilarious. So that's, I don't know. Very animated. Like Lisa Snipes says very animated. Yes. Keita G says, what a shit show of a trial. I feel the same way, Keita. Like, I didn't really watch a lot of it. I watched Rellie's Days of Lies and his inconsistencies and him being argumentative. And it's never good when the victim is argumentative, right? And he was argumentative with everybody. Like, it was a time when Joe was crossing him, and I just don't know how to say his last name, y'all, or I would say it. whatever. Okay, he was cross-examining Rellie, and Lewin objects and says, "Relevance, judge." And here's Rellie, "Yeah, it's irrelevant. I don't even know why you asking me that." Like, who does that? That is not how you're supposed to behave in court, sir. Not at all. When you're the victim, you're supposed to be sympathetic. We're supposed to feel sorry for you. Like, the jury's never got a chance to feel sorry for Rellie. Like, never. So I don't know, but prop gun, I don't know. Like, let me see. What can we drop in the chat? Drop a red heart in the chat if you bought the prop gun theory. Like, that's what I want to know. Did y'all buy the prop gun theory? All right. I'm sorry. Let me know if you all bought it. Like, give me a red heart in the chat if you all bought the prop gun defense. I don't like it. I don't know. Because, and I saw people, I was watching Mel's chat earlier today. Shout out to Mel Millionaire. Her chat was amazing. She was live all day long, y'all. All day long talking about this trial. It was amazing. But a lot of people in there were focused on, like, did the state prove that it was a real gun? And so the question I pose is, had Rellie never said anything about a prop gun, would you be questioning whether or not it was a real gun? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had tons of trials before where the question of whether the gun was real wasn't what the jury was thinking about. But because ASAP Rocky introduced this as his defense, that's why it's being considered. But did they do enough to prove? And they don't have to prove anything, right? We always know, right? The burden is not on the defendant. It's not. It is on the state to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. However, as a human being, we all know this, that it's hard in your mind to not allow the burden to shift a little bit, and you're not supposed to. Before y'all tell me up in the comment section, "You're a lawyer, how could you say this?" Okay, you're not supposed to think this way. But if someone proposes a defense of it's a prop gun, they got to do a little more than just say it's a prop gun, right? Because so I don't really feel like a lot was done to prove that. And then his manager, I don't know who Lou is, whoever the guy is that made the gun, testifies that he designed it to look like a semi-automatic. So therefore, it would give off a shell casing or give off something, right? That it wasn't enough of like an explanation or testimony about this prop gun. And where was the prop gun? Like, I don't care if you gave the prop gun away. That's not what we saying today. Like, where's the prop gun? And if you did give it away, like, I need it to be like a big deal. I don't like it. I just didn't like the fact that he placed himself there. Was the video good enough to actually show? Like, if Rocky hadn't said, "I was there with this prop gun and fired it," could they have placed them there? Or could somebody else have been shooting? I mean, was the video clear enough? He just basically admitted to everything. So all the jury, it just comes really down to, is it a prop gun or do you think it's a real gun? Because he admitted that he was there. He admitted that he fired 2 shots. He admitted warning shots from the prop gun. So you're giving them every piece of the crime except the fact of whether or not it's a real gun. I don't know though. It could be a very brilliant defense, right? Maybe, maybe I wouldn't have come up with it, but maybe it's brilliant. Maybe the jury really went back there and argued all day over whether or not this is a prop gun. And but know this is not a hung jury, okay? So this verdict that we are about to get is going to be unanimous, because if this was a hung jury or they were undecided or it was half and half or whatever, the judge would have given them directions to go back and continue to deliberate. He would have brought them back tomorrow. He would have given them time to deliberate and let them come back and say that again. And then we would just be getting the announcement that it was a hung jury, and that would be it. It wouldn't be all of this. The verdict's in. It's going to be read at 7 p.m., which is now 7:16. What is going on? They're probably waiting on people to get there, right? Because ASAP Rocky wasn't sitting in the courtroom. He wasn't there this morning when his attorneys were arguing. So people have to get to the courthouse. And yes, the judge said everyone needed to be 15 minutes away, but why is it taking so long? I don't know. You never know. Like, it's no science to this, y'all. A lot of times people will say, if the jury comes back quickly, it's a not guilty. If they take a long time, is you can't tell. I got a not guilty in 37 minutes. And they asked a question in minute 15 because my client was charged with a misdemeanor charge that we admitted to because he did push her down in the tub. Like that happened. But he did not R-word her. And so we answered that question. It was a little back and forth. And 15 minutes later or so, the blue light went on. So that's what happens in Fulton County. So I'm not sure how it's done in California, but in Fulton County, there are blue lights that are outside of the door that takes you from the courtroom to the jury room. And when the jury has a question or when they have a verdict, they will turn on a light switch inside the jury room that turns on the blue light. So then we know to send a bailiff back there to see if they have a question or if they actually have a verdict. All right, so I'm gonna go to the chat and see if some questions, comments. Let's see. The DA said, yes. Mr. Big Play Break. Hey, welcome back. You were with us last night. The DA said they wouldn't ask for the 20 plus. Correct. I think I'm hearing 8 is what they would ask for if he was found guilty of both charges. However, a day is too long. Like, this is ASAP Rocky, right? Like, this is somebody that's worth millions of dollars. Somebody who just flew to Paris. I mean, like, that has the ability to just fly to Paris here, just fly here. He gets to do whatever he wants to do. He's a fashionista. He's all on the front. He was a Gucci Guilty was the new campaign that was supposed to be starting Valentine's Day that he was supposed to be a part of, but they didn't have a verdict yet. So I don't know if it actually came out yet or they're holding it off, but still, like, this is a millionaire. So a day is too long, right? But guess what? I don't know if this is a case where there's a mandatory jail time. I don't believe there is, because there's not in Georgia if you're convicted of aggravated assault. So this could be a situation that he could get found guilty. He could get placed on probation. Maybe the judge suspends the jail time. I mean, the judge does have control of the sentencing. Peter G says this trial was a mess and Rellie was not credible, not guilty based on the evidence. Yes, Rellie was a mess. He wasn't credible, y'all. I don't know if you've been following it. Rellie, the police came out and searched the day of the incident, didn't find any shell casings. 2 days later, Rellie shows up at the police station with 2 shell casings to say these are the shell casings from the incident. After he'd already hired an attorney, sent some text messages, tried to get some money. Like, this is cool. It's a money grab. It's a money grab, okay? And so the juries heard all of that. They saw all of that. But despite all of that, were the shots that we heard that were fired, because Rocky says he fired those shots, did they come from a real gun or did they come from a prop gun? But the trial was definitely a mess. It was giving My Cousin Vinny. I'm sorry. I mean, it's like the OJ. This is like where the OJ trial was, right? And it looks like nothing's changed. Literally, nothing's changed. I think Megan on Twitter posted the pictures from the media room, and they literally had the same old computers and phone. Like, it's nothing's changed. So it was a mess. Oh, okay. What is she? Okay, let me. Mixed Chick, thank you. She says Mel is giving updates on Twitter. Let me go to her page. I am on it. What is she saying? We are just waiting. Okay, that's what she said 3 minutes ago. 19 minutes ago, she said DA Lewin has arrived. He walked in, so he's been there about 20 minutes. 22 minutes ago, media wasn't in the courtroom, but I believe they are. Oh, the cameraman. And see, that's how they did in the YSL trial. They let the cameraman in first before we were allowed to come in. Because I wasn't there for the verdicts, but that is how it was as well for Quay Marvis's Nichols plea, which was the first person to take a plea in the YSL trial. I was there for that plea, and the media was allowed in first, and then everybody else was able to go in. 22 minutes ago, Mel said that Rocky's attorneys had gotten there, so they were there first. She had not seen Rocky as of yet, so don't know. And so I don't know, right? Like we don't get the verdict in advance. I've never gotten a verdict in advance. So but there sometimes are signs of the verdict. Sometimes you'll wait on everybody kind of come in and get in place. You wait on a court reporter. Your client it may be a murder trial, and your client's facing life. When you're convicted of that in Georgia, there's no wiggle room. If you're convicted of malice murder, it's 30 years. It's life. It can either be life with parole, life without, but it's life. And so a lot of times deputies will come in, a lot of deputies. So you'll be sitting there waiting on the verdict, and then 5 more deputies will show up. You're like, oh, must mean the guilty because they got extra deputies in here. Because if your client was going home, who's mad, right? But then on the other hand, you have victims' family. I'm not sure if any of you all watched the news a lot in Georgia that recently there was a trial with a coach out in Gwinnett County that was killed at a gas station by 3 young black males. And I'm talking about like babies, teenagers. And when they were reading out the sentence, they gave them all life plus a lot of time. And this person, I think he had life plus maybe 80 or 100 years. And as he's walking through the door, he turns around and says, I hope y'all are happy. And the victim's family erupted. So sometimes the extra deputies are not there for the defendant. They can be there for the victim family and their reaction, or just to kind of, if it's a case that could go either way, it's going to be a lot of reaction. If it's a not guilty or guilty, then, they'll have extra deputies in the room. So let's see. What do I think, Fit? Fit's nervous. I don't know what the jury's gonna do. I would hope that from what I saw, that it's a not guilty. Although, because I do a lot of battery and domestic violence cases, and it's kind of is like on the lines of that, right? A lot of times the victims' minds will have changed, and they'll want to come to court and say a different story now, whatever. And everybody's always focused on, okay, I don't want to hear about what happened after you sent text messages, you asked for money. Okay, so you had to go get your own shell casings to come back. But what happened on that day? Shots were fired because we all heard them. So it's not a wonder if shots were fired. It's a wonder if the shots were fired from a real gun or not. But there was a defense of self-defense, right? Because even Joe ain't too sure this shit gonna work, right? So Joe's like, okay. If you don't believe it's a prop gun, it happened in self-defense of others. Because allegedly, the defense's point is that the video shows Rellie going to attack 12V, I believe, at the same time that shots were fired. So it's another thing, right? You introduced a defense to me and said it was a prop gun, but then you said, all right, and you said it's a prop gun, period. It's a prop gun, gave some warning shots, that's it. But if you don't believe it's a prop gun, it was self-defense of others as well. So it's still going to be not guilty. I don't know. Girl, that's mixed shit. Lewin needs a donut. I don't know. Did y'all see the closing? Lewin told this story, and you know what he was doing? He was trying to make a point, but he just went like all around the mulberry bush, all around. So it was kind of like D.A. Hilton's red bicycle story in her closing. He was trying to use it to make a point, right? But it was just too drawn out because Joe had already taken 5 hours. On the TMZ interview, he said, I took 5 hours. Like, why did I do that screen? Okay, let me come over here. I'm going to pull up this TMZ interview with Joe. We can take a look at that. Because my nerves. My nerves. What is it going to be? So, but... Well, you have to say this because I was gonna say Joe was on TMZ and he was very confident. But I mean, when are you ever not going to be confident? When It's your client and you put up your case. Y'all, I'm on a new computer in this new studio, and you gotta log in to everything. I can't remember all my passwords. Now I gotta log. Why am I gonna have to log in? So look at TMZ. This is so crazy. And you don't think about this when you are on a new computer until try to do something. Like last night, right before the show started, I had to pull up a PDF I was going to show y'all, and I was like, I don't have Adobe. Oh, yeah, it's crazy. All right. Okay. Destiny 2B says, I didn't buy it, but the state didn't prove it was real either. So you didn't buy that it was a prop gun. And if you didn't buy that it was a prop gun, then that means that it's a real gun. So, and see, that's what I was saying earlier. Like, the state does not have to, never in a case is that there to question, like, because I mean, well, because people get shot. And that didn't happen here. That's another problem, right? So get your point. That's why I like to talk these things out. So because Rellie wasn't actually shot, so we don't have a bullet hole, we don't have a wound, then there's a question of, then that allows the question to be there of, is it a real gun or is it not? Okay, man, I can see where Joe was going with this. It just could have been a little more concise and just what did y'all think about Rocky's defense in the sense of his witnesses? And let me not mess up. Wale? What's the guy's name that testified that did the phone calls that recorded the phone calls between Rocky and Rellie and himself? Tell me his name. I can't remember. Yes, and you would be surprised. I'm sorry, Destiny. Yes, right. Destiny 2B says the police investigation was half-assed. It was, and it's a lot. It's like that a lot of times, and it's really sad. But a lot of times it's like that. It's scary how many times it's half-assed. And then a lot of times, you'll hire your attorney on the case. Clients will call me like 2 weeks after they get arrested, and I'll do an open records request so I can get a copy of the police report, body cam, dash cam, or whatever. Sometimes I'll get kickback and they'll say, oh, the file is still being investigated. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's sitting on somebody's desk, waiting to be indicted, and I'm gonna get a 2-page police report, maybe, and I have to figure out the rest. Like, I have a case now. I got body cam and a 2-page police report. And when police arrived to the scene, they thought my client was deceased. Okay, that's how bad it was. And that's what I got. 2-page police report and some dash cam and body cam. So I have to watch the body cam and dash cam to then figure out exactly what all happened, what conversations were had, what was the statement from the other people on the scene. I have to watch videos to figure that out because there's no case file, because nobody took time to go type up a case file. Y'all, these half-ass investigations is just a lot. It's very sad. Lewin doesn't want cameras in court. Is it because he doesn't want people to see him act that way? Probably so, because he knows how he is. Everyone knows how they are. He's been practicing. He's been a DA for 30 years. He's walking around with his badge on today. Like, that's exactly why he doesn't. Yeah. Didn't want that. And then, too, it could also be the jurors are going home every night, right? And, of course, they're not supposed to watch things. They're not supposed to listen to things. But just like y'all, we talked about in the YSL trial, there was question of, are the jurors hearing things? So if the cameras are in and everybody's seeing, then it's on social media. It's a live time reporting. Everybody's talking about the case. TikTok videos about the case. Instagram videos about the case. So when you have all of that, a jurors could have a greater chance of seeing it, being interested, maybe being swayed. They can talk about the evidence, because sometimes things that you all were saying about the YSL trial, the attorneys were seeing, right? They were seeing things that maybe they were missing, things that you all were saying in chats was getting brought up in court. Or address emotions. So you influence the trial. So now Rocky's trial wasn't that long, but still that could be reason too that he didn't want cameras in, because it could lead to some of that. Because the media is powerful. However, I will say like the interest to ASAP Rocky's case wasn't there like it was to Young Thug's. So I'm not sure if the level of artists, I don't know what made it more. I don't know what made people more interested in Young Thug's case than Rocky's, but it was like 2,300. I mean 23, yeah, 2,300, 3,000 in the chat on Law and Crime. Y'all know it used to be thousands of people in the chat on Law and Crime doing the YSL every day for the 160, 7 days of trial we had. Crazy. I saw that. Mixed Chick says it's supposedly in the music video that Rocky took it from. Yes, I did see the music video. And the gun's kind of like on the table, but you can't really tell because what it is there. But did they introduce that video into court? I don't know. I didn't see, but was that video introduced and to show it? Somebody answer. I know y'all were watching more than I was. So let me know. Miss CDB says asking the jury to think it was a prop gun is asking the jury to pretend that they are stupid. You know, I mean, is it a prop gun? Like, would you believe that a high profile rapper worth millions of dollars would walk around to a planned encounter with someone that they knew they had beef with without protection? Like, do y'all believe that that's how it would go down? Oh, I don't know. I missed this. Shout out to Nee. Let me go pull this back up. Shout out, Nee. Thank you. Sis became a new member of the channel. Shout out. Sorry I missed that earlier. Yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. That's why I'm like, come on with the verdict. It's 7:33. It's so funny. So when the OJ verdict came out, I was still in school. So while I knew the impact of it, right? We weren't just like we were in school. So I'm like, what is happening? This is making me nervous. Keita G says Johnny Depp's lawyer is representing him in a civil case. And that's another thing, right? Rellie has already filed a civil lawsuit for $30 million. Can y'all believe that? $30 million? Did y'all see the scrapes on the knuckles? Is that worth $30 million? Was it like 10 million a scrape a knuckle? $30 million. And guess what? He can still get money, even though he may lose the trial. Y'all remember OJ, right? Like the burden of proof in a civil case is it's a different burden of proof. So in a criminal case, it's beyond a reasonable doubt, right? But it's not that in a civil case. Civil case, I think it's preponderance of evidence in a civil case. So that's a different standard. So it doesn't really operate in numbers, but if you were thinking numbers, okay, do burden of proof like 99%. The standard for the civil case would be like 75%. So all of that different, Rellie getting the bullets 2 days later, going to the police, they wouldn't have the same weights necessarily in a civil case. Of course, he then pile on even more. They would talk about all the emotional trauma he's experienced, the loss of his income or fake income, because he was on Instagram lying about being a millionaire. Like, really, he's a lie. He lies all the time. Like, we all know a Rellie, though, right? Don't we all know somebody that acts like Rellie? We all know somebody they'll cry. Well, I ain't gonna say that because I like this person, so I'm not gonna use that as an example. But he, will just call the police when something could have been handled in the family. We call them police Negroes. Yeah. That's why I hadn't gotten down that far yet. Okay. Mixed Chick says they didn't play the video. See, but if that was it, then that would be evidence of it, right? That's relevant. I don't know. They ain't doing enough for this prop gun. I'm coming in there with the prop gun. I got a receipt for the prop gun. Somebody seen me with the prop gun. I can show you a picture with the prop gun. I'm lining up 10 Negroes talking about me and this prop gun. Like, everybody knew I had a prop gun because I was nervous about carrying real guns. Like, that's a real fear. I had a fear of being around weapons and carrying guns. I had to go to a gun range and take a class and learn how to operate it before I felt comfortable enough. So I mean, that's a real fear that you don't want to carry. That's, but I didn't hear enough of that, right? I didn't feel like I heard enough of that. Mm. All Day Finesse says, "Hey Sora, I think Rocky did do it, but the prosecution did a horrendous job proving their case. So not guilty, my guy." Okay, that's what that can always happen too, and that's what I felt. I felt that it was gonna be like, yeah, we don't buy the prop done, but we don't like Rellie. He's a liar. He lied on the stand. He lied all the time. Where the girlfriend? Where's your girlfriend? Rihanna's coming to court standing by her man. Where is your girl, Rellie? Where is the person that went out there to get the bullets with you? You don't look credible. She's not standing by your side. Why not? You trying to get 30 M's and you ain't got a girl by your side? What? How you ain't got a girl to come to court with you, Rellie, and step by? You get anybody to get 30 M's? Like, no. No. Destiny says, all Rellie needs is $5 for some Neosporin or lotion. Right. Scrapes on the knuckles. Like, but I've never been shot before. Never been grazed with a bullet. Could it be? Like, could it have happened the way he says it? Could he really have been, could that really be a grazed wound? I don't know. I don't know. Rocky's mom and sister are there. Good. Oh, I mean, your mama. That don't. That does not count. Man, these mamas arrive for these Negroes to the. We laugh at y'all, these mamas in my office all the time. Boy, that's all you get to call in the mom. My baby would never. My baby would do. That's all you see on the news is the mamas. The mama don't count. Like when I had to get carried to letters for court, they like, I get my mama to write. No, your mama always gonna say good things about you. Your mama can sit there and watch you still, and she'll still speak up for you. Like, no, we don't want the letter from your mama. I said, where is the girlfriend that allegedly went with him to go pick up the shell casings? Where is that person? That's what I want to know. Right, Keita G. They will. Keita G says, laughing my ass off. They will. Swear they badass kid is innocent. Yes, that's what they do. The mama love, like the mamas will call me and tell me something. And when I hear it, I'm like, yeah, mama, come on now. You believe that? But mamas will buy it. They'll be defending their sons to the end. It's just the daddies, they'll be daddies ain't gotta worry. They like, I told him about that. I ain't coming down. I already told him. Mamas, me says I'm one of those mamas. Yep, y'all know how y'all mamas be. The mamas. But you need them though, right? You need them because see, daddy gonna leave you in the jail overnight. Mama gonna be coming down there trying to bring sneak food in and get you out as soon as they give you a bun. And you have to slow mama. I had a mama the other day call me and she said, I told her that court was going to be the next day. She didn't hire me to be a client. So I was just helping out. So and this is mom anyway. This is not the client because y'all be like, don't be attorney-client privilege. Y'all be worse than the bar. So I was telling her what time court was going to be. And so she's like, should I go down there and like wait? I'm like, overnight? I don't know. It's nothing you can do. Just wait until she gets a bond. And then it was like, okay, court said nah. I was like, okay, we'll probably know something. Should I just like go down there and hang out? I'm like, oh, this is so cute. So you need a mama's love. So I'm not bashing it. We need it. But y'all mamas, his mama being there don't mean nothing. Look at Diddy mama. Look at Janice Combs. Janice says, my baby would never. And then the tape come out and he beating Cassie ass down the hallway. Like, no. Mothers will ride to the end, okay? Mix Chick says, I just busted my son in the head yesterday, okay? Like, yes, walking down the stairs with hair rollers. Oh my goodness. Let's talk about these hair rollers, okay? Y'all, so I told y'all before I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, okay? So we started first 48, okay? So it was bad. So I was one time that I was at this high school party and it was at a hotel. And y'all, they got to fighting and shooting at this party. Oh my goodness. And let me tell you something, like, I'm urban influenced, but I am not from the hood, okay? So, yeah. So your girl was in the kitchen hiding, okay, because it was in a hotel. So I'm in the kitchen hiding. So I called my mom, like, come get me, because I'm not driving at this time. I think I maybe been like 14, 13 or 14 or whatever. So like, it's a teenage party, like a high school party. So y'all, I'm hiding in the kitchen. So it's like, by this time the police are on the scene. So it's no drama anymore. We just kind of waiting until our parent rides come. And I didn't have a cell phone back then. So I really don't even know how I thought she was gonna get me from where I was. But y'all, I did not expect my mama to come in there with rollers in her no, with a shower cap on her head. Okay. My mama came in there with her dog on night clothes on. She had been dyeing her hair for church Sunday morning. My mama had the conditioner on and she had that shower cap on her head. Y'all, I was so embarrassed. And all I heard before I saw her, my baby in there, Tiffany in, I'm coming to pick up my baby. And I'm like, oh, that's my mama's voice. And they said Tiffany, and everybody was like, Tiffany, your mama here, your mama here. Okay, I was like, oh my God. Why are you here like that? She was like, girl, if you don't get in this car, you calling me talking about somebody's shoe, you better get in this car. So yes, mamas will come with the hair rollers in, all of that. I was so embarrassed. I didn't even really want to walk out with her, but I mean, I ain't had no choice right now, no car. I was like, Mama, did you really have to come down here like that? Oh my goodness. Man, yeah, so love mama. Shout out mommy. So yes, love the mommies. I forgot to put my banner up, y'all. Let me go do that while we're waiting. Why are we still waiting? Oh my goodness, y'all. I'm shaking. Like, I'm nervous. What is going on? This is making, like, the longer we wait, the more nervous I'm getting. This is making me nervous. I'm sorry, I'm not doing this banner. They said Rocky Verdict is in. Okay, so while we're waiting, does anybody want to come up? Does anybody want to come up and talk to Fed and tell me your opinions on this while we are waiting? Oh, the camera's moving. The camera's moving. Oh shit! Bring it back. Make it bigger. Okay. All right. Okay, there's no sound. Yeah. Okay. And I shared it the right way, so we'll hear something if it's happening. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, let me go back to talking. I got nervous. I'm like, oh, it's moving. What's going on? Oh, 8:30? Oh, okay. I'll be back. No. Are you serious? Okay. Let's say 8:30, so we got some time to play. So let me put this back on mute. I'm going to pull up let's pull up some stuff to watch. So I'm gonna pull up the TMZ interview that Joe did. That was the topic of emotion this morning because Lewin says he broke the gag order. Let me put myself back, not all the way because I don't trust you. I do trust you, but let me just leave it up. Where is this TMZ video? Okay, here it is. Oh, 8:30? Oh my goodness. Why is it taking so long? This is making me nervous. Like, what are they talking about, y'all? What is going on? Why is it taking so? Okay, let me go check TMZ. I mean, call the mail TMZ. Let me go check mail's Twitter to see what the updates are. She said there's a ton of media there today. People are still being let into the courtroom. Not on the record yet. No sign of Rihanna. So 7 minutes ago, they started letting the media into the courtroom. Oh, I see, why does this say connection is unstable? Why is something unstable? Can y'all see me? Is everything good? Y'all still hear me? Okay. I don't know what that's about. Why it showed up. Okay. Okay, so Rocky got there 9 minutes ago. Rocky arrived. He just walked into the courtroom 9 minutes ago. So, but Rihanna's not there. Oh my goodness, this is so nerve. Rihanna got to be home with those kids. I don't think they hire. I don't know. She's probably at home with the kids. This is like bath time. Got to put the kids to sleep, keep them on their schedule. But if he is found guilty today, there's a possibility he could go into custody. The judge could always say come back for sentencing because really, like, where is he gonna go? But he could. He got the money to leave, right? 'Cause I don't know if I come back. No. I'm not sure. He probably will go into custody and they'll probably hold him for sentencing. It's probably what will happen. Okay, thank you, Carmen.
All right, we're on the record with all jurors present, all parties and counsel are present. Juror 9, you are the foreperson?
Yes.
And it is true that the jury has reached verdicts?
Yes, Your
On
Honor.
both counts?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you have the verdict form with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, could you give those to Deputy Bennett? All right, what we're going to do, folks, is Deputy Bennett is going to give the verdict forms to juror number 1. Juror number 1, I want you to look at the verdict forms, and I'm going to want to know whether these verdict forms reflect your true and correct verdicts. Juror 2, I'd like you to look over her shoulder so you can review the verdict forms. And I want to know from you whether these are your true and correct verdicts. Once I've heard from both of you, give the verdict forms to juror number 3. Juror 3, look at the verdict forms. Juror 4, look over her shoulder. So ultimately, I'm going to want to hear from all 12 of you whether these verdict forms reflect your individual true and correct verdicts. Everybody understand? All right. Deputy Bennett, put these two in the notes. Juror number 1, are those your true and correct verdicts? Juror number 2?
Yes.
Juror 3 and 4?
Yes.
Juror 5 and 6? Juror 5, are those your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror 6?
Yes.
All right, let's get the verdict forms to juror 7. Juror 8, look over your shoulder. Juror number 7, those are your true and correct verdicts? Juror 7?
Yes.
Juror 8?
Yes.
9 and 10? Juror 9?
Yes.
Juror 10?
Yes.
11 and 12. Juror 11?
Yes.
Juror 12?
Yes.
All right, all jurors have stated that the verdict forms reflect their individual true and correct verdicts. Alex, read this.
Yes, Your Honor. The Los Angeles Superior Court, County of Los Angeles. People of the State of California versus Joaquin Mayers, case number BA 508142-01. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty of
Not against the audience. Or against the audience.
Hold down. Verdict has to be read up to the end.
Repeat again, we, the jury, above the type of actions, find the defendant, Rakeem Mayers, not guilty of the semi-automatic firearm in violation of Penal Code Section 245, Section B, a felony, charging count 1 of the information, this 18th day of February 2025, jury seat number 9, 4 person.
All right.
Title for the cause, we, the jury, in the above title action, find the defendant, Rakeem Mayers, not guilty of the firearm in violation of Penal Code Section 245, Section B, a felony, charging count 2 of the information, this 18th day of February 2025, juror seat number 9, 4 person.
During this trial, I watched you periodically. You did what we asked of you at the very beginning, which is to give both sides a fair trial, pay attention, use your common sense, apply the law, base your verdict on the evidence. I know you took extensive notes, and you took this as seriously as any jury could. We cannot have jury trials without folks like this. So you certainly have my gratitude. I want to extend to you my best wishes. Again, thank you. The admonition to not discuss the case no longer applies. You can talk about the case with anybody if you want to, or nobody if you don't want to. Alex has your certificates of completion. You can take your juror badges with you. Thank you again. You are excused.
Everybody remain seated in the public. We're going to let the jurors walk out first.
Thank y'all for saving my life. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, y'all.
All right, the jury is left. Bond's exonerated. Mr. Mayers, you're excused.
Back row.
Yeah. No. Off with.
Everybody in the back row, you need to exit.
Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? Because if I'm muted, I don't know what happened. And can y'all hear me now? We can hear the court, but not you talking. Oh, okay. Let me stop sharing. Damn it, where's the mouse? Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, y'all hear me now. Okay. Whew. All right. Oh, what did y'all think? Somebody come up with me. I need somebody hold me. Jesus, that was crazy. Oh my goodness. Whew. Okay, God is good. Got another correct verdict. But man, that was nerve-wracking. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we hope that we never see him in anything like this again. Girl, yeah. Somebody hold me. I got chills. Oh, I just got cold. It's so, oh my goodness. God is so good. God is just God. That was beautiful to witness. No extortion 2025. I know that's right. Say it. Also, hey, Fit Lawyer. Hey, SB. Thank you for joining us for my first verdict watch. Oh my goodness. I wonder, all day finesse says, I wonder if Rellie gonna say this verdict was AI. Right. Because how you gonna sit there and try to lie? That probably was what did it. Like that was a blatant lie. Y'all, for those who didn't watch it, on cross-examination, right? They asked Rellie, did he make these phone calls, right? Because they had the phone calls. They had the phone calls that Rocky's friend was it Wale? I can't get the name. Some type of W, right? He would have recorded him making these phone calls. And so they asked him, did you make these phone calls? And he says, no, I didn't. If it was AI, it was AI. Y'all, when they play the phone calls, it's like long conversations where he's telling this same BS story and going back and forth and talking about how they fell out. Like, why would you lie like that? So to lie like that, like I bet you the jury, I cannot wait until they're interviewed. I don't know if they're gonna be interviewed, but Joe didn't have to do all that. I'm telling you, he didn't have to do 5 hours. I know he thought he did. Joe was earning that money. Joe was like, I didn't charge this YN. They ain't all these millions. I gotta earn my money. That's why Joe talked for 5 hours. Okay, Joe was earning his money because the jury had made their mind up. Because the fact that you would lie that you didn't make these recordings, y'all had a trial one time. We were asking for a lot of money. It wasn't $30 million now. It was, 6 figures on a personal injury case. And on the stand, the client was asked about some medical history that would have been negative to the case. She said, no, I don't remember that. And I'm like, I'm sitting over there in the chair like dying because an attorney is not asking you a question they don't know the answer to. I can't remember. They kept asking, did you complain of, this illness, before, and you're now saying that this caused it, but then you already complained about it. I don't remember when they impeached her with them records. Y'all could have, trial was over. Okay. We did not get the money we were asking for. So that really just could have been it. The fact that you would lie about something occurred. Your ass was on the phone begging for that money. You know that these calls occurred. That was the biggest lie that we know for sure he told. Because we don't know. Maybe the shell casings are real, right? We have no clue. But we did know his ass lied about those phone calls. So, not guilty. Oh, I'm so happy for him. Like, I know him. Holly P. number 309 says, what can ever happen to these courts bringing frivolous lawsuits against these 4 men? Nothing. Prosecutors have immunity. So they cannot be sued for the criminal cases that are brought. If it was presented to a grand jury, they indicted it. So here we are. Same thing with YSL. If they could sue, there will be lots of lawsuits. Like people would sue all the time. You can't even sue a police officer if you're falsely arrested. Like if you get an arrest, say they come out. I've had clients that have been picked up on bench warrants that weren't actually true. Like they didn't really miss court, but a warrant was issued and the officer came out and picked them up. That they shouldn't have been arrested, but it's nobody I can sue. We get I'm sorry and get out of jail and my bad. That's it. So it's not much you can do, but what you can do for people on Lewin's level and their boss is an elected person. So they can vote somebody else in. You want to change the DA, you want to change how the person in your jurisdiction prosecutes cases. That's what you focus on. You get the DA out of there. And see, that's why it's so important to pay attention to your local elections just as much as you do the presidential election, because the local person will have greater effects, greater impact, quicker impact, or just that more direct impact on you than the president. Like Trump's doing shit left and right every day. We wake up, it's a new order, it's new something. Nothing has affected me yet, but there is something that the DA's office, they can do. I can get charges brought against me tomorrow for something. Somebody could call and make up a case and say something, and that's going to affect me right then. So that's why I say like it's very important to not only pay attention to national politics, but also local. So you want to make a difference and you don't like how crimes are being prosecuted in your county, change the DA. Change the DA. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, somebody said, let's run the verdict back. Okay, thank y'all. Help me out. I love it. Help me with the production. Yes, we're going to run it back. We're going to run it back. Let me make sure I get the right string. It's still up. I just need to find it on my, yep, there we go. Okay, I still got it up. Let's go back. Because what was the judge saying when he first came in? Okay, so let me get the time. Oh, goodness. This is so, I'm not going to be able to stay on here long with y'all because I ran in here. I didn't even eat. I just came, my heart is still racing like this. Like, I know this man. This is crazy. Okay. Let me make sure I got everything right.
All right, we're on the record with all jurors present, all parties in council are present. Juror 9, you are the foreperson?
Yes.
And it is true that the jury has reached verdicts
Yes, Your
on
Honor.
both counts?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you have the verdict form with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, could you give those to Deputy Bennett? All right, what we're going to do, folks, is Deputy Bennett is going to give the verdict forms to juror number 1. Juror number 1, I want you to look at the verdict forms, and I'm going to want to know whether these verdict forms reflect your true and correct verdicts. Juror 2, I'd like you to look over her shoulder so you can review the verdict forms. And I want to know from you whether these are your true and correct verdicts. Once I've heard from both of you, give the verdict forms to juror number 3. Juror 3, look at the verdict forms. Juror 4, look over her shoulder. So ultimately, I'm going to want to hear from all 12 of you whether these verdict forms reflect your individual true and correct verdicts. Everybody understand? All right. Deputy Bennett, put these two in the notes. Juror number 1, are those your true and correct verdicts? Juror number 2?
Yes.
Juror 3 and 4?
Yes.
Juror 5 and 6? Juror 5, are those your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror 6? All right, let's get the verdict forms to juror 7. Juror 8, look over her shoulder. Juror number 7, those are your true and correct verdicts? Juror 7?
Yes.
Juror 8?
Yes.
9 and 10? Juror 9?
Yes.
Juror 10?
Yes.
11 and 12. Juror 11?
Yes.
Juror 12?
Yes.
All right, all jurors have stated that the verdict forms reflect their individual true and correct verdicts. Alex, read this.
Yes, Your Honor. The Los Angeles Superior Court, County of Los Angeles. People of the State of California versus Joaquin Mayers, case number BA 508142-01. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty of
Can y'all hear me now? Let me know if somebody say y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? That was Riri? Was that Rihanna? I gotta rewind that back. Can y'all hear me talking? He literally jumped over the podium, like over the bar. I didn't notice that. Thank you for asking for the replay. Okay, so let's replay that part again.
Everybody understand? All right. Deputy Bennett, put these two in the notes. number one, are those your two correct verdicts?
Information is
Yeah.
Mr. Dunn?
yes.
Mr. Check?
Yes.
11 and 12. Juror 11?
Yes.
Juror 12?
Yes.
All right, all jurors have stated that the verdict forms reflect their individual true and correct verdict. Alex, read this.
Yes, Your Honor. The Los Angeles Superior Court, County of Los Angeles. People of the State of California versus Joaquin Mayers, case number BA 508142-01. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty of the
Now get the audience. Or you can ask the audience.
Okay, like just one more time. Just one more time.
The Los Angeles Superior Court, County of Los Angeles. People of the State of California versus Joaquin Mayers, case number BA 508142-01. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty of the
Getting chills like every time I watch it. Mr. Big Play Bray says jury interviews are already popping up. Okay, so we're gonna get ready to wrap this up so y'all can go check those out. Real quick though, do y'all remember the episode of I'm gonna go there. Different World, when Dwayne busted into the wedding and was like, baby, baby, please. That was like the same feeling. That was the same. I get the same chills. Oh my goodness, like watching him run and jump over that bench and hug his baby. Oh my God, that was so sweet. Okay, this has been amazing. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Nobody hit the thing to come up, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up so y'all can just go talk on the phone, go visit other channels. Let me go find videos of these jurors. Thank you so much for tuning in with me for my first verdict watch ever on my channel. Thank you so much. I thank you so much for all the supporters. Shout out to Nee, who became a new member of the channel tonight. Shout out, sis. Thank you so much for the support. Shout out to all the mods in the chat. Shout out to Alchemy for saving my channel and not getting my dang on channel snatched by TMZ. So y'all know if y'all wake up in the morning, y'all don't see my channel, it was me playing TMZ. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But thank you so much, sis, for getting me straight. Shout out Mix Chick, Keita G, to all the members in the chat. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, y'all. I greatly appreciate it. This has not been legal advice. I am not your attorney. This has just been legal information and entertainment. So thank you so much for tuning in. And guess what? I'll see you in court.